Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So it's been a while since I've done a haul video. I do have quite a lot of manga that I have gotten over the past several months. I just haven't compiled them into a video yet. They'll probably come out sometime. But anyways, I did really want to do a specific video for this unboxing. I just threw in this Barnes & Noble one, but particularly for this Right Stuff box here because there's several things in here that I'm super excited about, and so I wanted to make a video on this right away. So let's get to unboxing. I'll start off with opening this Barnes & Noble single volume, and it's the final volume of the Sapier's Book Cafe story in Another World. The series wraps up in this 5th volume. I haven't read the 4th volume yet, and so I'll be reading both, but it's a fairly simple story and something that is pretty recommended across the manga community, especially if you're not the type to gravitate towards isekais, which my main takeaway for this series is the cute romance between the main couple, Sukina and Il. So you can guess what might happen based on this cover. Now moving on to the Right Stuff package. This will be some of my May pre-orders, and I was actually not expecting there to be manga in here. I thought it was just paper padding.
1 hour later.
I literally just cut out 30 seconds of me unwrapping the paper. We'll start with Tokyo Aliens Volume 3 by Naoe. I just recently read this volume. It centers around Akira, who joins up with the Alien Management Organization alongside his classmate Sho to do just that, manage the alien population within Tokyo. I will say that the art is doing a lot of heavy lifting for the series. The dialogue feels a bit unnatural, and Akira's personality is not my favorite, like when characters are over-the-top nervous wrecks. The story is interesting enough, but am I getting these for the covers? Maybe. Next is Bungo Stray Dogs Dead Apple Volume 3, printed by Yen Press. I'll be honest, I still haven't continued on with reading Bungo Stray Dogs. It's been a while, so I have yet to be able to get into any spin-offs like this, but I'm still picking these up because I'm a clown and can't help myself, and one of these days I will get back into it because I do want to finish watching the anime. And oh my god, I can't believe I finally have an English copy of Horimiya Volume 16. The day has finally come. I'm being super dramatic, but it's been almost 2 years since the English Volume 15 was released and when the Japanese Volume 16 came out, so it was a bit confusing as to why Volume 16 had not gotten a release date for some time. But we're here now, and even though I had read the chapters in this volume over a year ago, it's nice to finally have this physical copy. I recently did a buddy read of Horimiya with KK-chan and a couple others on Instagram, which I'll talk about in a future reading log, but if you know me, you know that I really adore this series. It's not perfect, and I know some may think it's boring or don't like how it doesn't always focus on Hori and Miyamoto's relationship, but I like the friends group and the random slice-of-life things they get up to. Would I have liked more Hori and Miyamura in the later volumes? Always. But either way, it's a sweet and silly series and has a special place in my heart. I'll show the Japanese Volume 16 since it's a different cover. I thought maybe Yen Press might do a variant cover, but I guess not, which is fine. But this was the one that came with an extra memorial booklet, which I've showed a flip through before in a previous video when I first got it, but I'll do another quick one here. Super excited to have completed my Horimiya manga collection, for now at least, because apparently the manga will be continuing soon with a 17th volume in Japan. Yen Press is like, how dare they continue when we put final on the cover. But moving on to another Yen Press series, and it's Sasaki and Miyano, Volume 8. We're getting closer to probably my most favorite cover so far, which is Volume 9. The series follows Miyano, who's an enjoyer of BL manga, to which Sasaki also takes an interest in, and eventually in Miyano himself. There's a lot of build-up in this series, so it does take quite a while before anything major happens and a relationship is established. But if you keep at it, I think they have such a cute relationship. I love personalities like Sasaki's, where they're straightforward and charming and tease the other person often. I did watch the anime a few months ago for the first time and definitely prefer the manga, but I do want to reread this in the future since I had read volume 9 around the end of last year. Next is a GL series that I've been anticipating to read, and it's Runaway With Me Girl by Batan, published by Kodansha. It's a 3-volume series, which I have the other 2 volumes. It's a drama romance between Maki and Midori, who dated in high school but broke up, only to find themselves reconnecting and potentially rekindling what they had, but with the obstacle that Midori is in her own complicated relationship. These covers blew me away, and for someone who has not read any GL series, I think I want this to be the first one I read. Next is from Eyes Press, and it's a business proposal by Narak with original story by hehe. I had actually bought the series in Korean back in April of last year and recently sold it off because I definitely could use the shelf space. So even though it'll take a while until this full series is back onto my shelves, I don't mind. I was super obsessed with this for a long time and reread it many times as well. It's about Hari, a regular office worker who goes on a blind date in place of her more well-off friend, Young Seo. You know, the usual plot of rich families who set up their children to go on dates as more of a business deal. Well, because Hari is in need of the money that Young Seo funnily offers her if she goes, she agrees to attend while under a disguise. Turns out the date is Hari's boss, though, Taemu. I mean, of course, right? You can just imagine the complications and how this all plays out, but it approaches it in such a comedic way. I absolutely screamed when this was announced for print by Eyes Press early on, so to be able to read it in print format is the best feeling, and in English. I've been meaning to rewatch the K-drama for this too, because I love that a lot as well. And last series, if it wasn't obvious already, is the toilet-bound HANAKO-KUN stall box set that contains volumes 1 to 10. The box is in the style of a couple toilet stalls, which is so silly, and I love it. When Yen Press announced a box set for this series, a part of me was like, dang, I have the single volumes from 1 to 17 already. But then the collector in me was like, you need this box. And so we know which side won out. But besides receiving volumes 1 to 10, a poster of HANAKO-kun is also included, which is the same image that's on the exterior of the box. The poster is really glossy, although I kind of lament posters like this because of the fold creases. Either way, it's a nice illustration. But I've talked about this series several times on my channel now, both from when I first hauled the single volumes and when I did a full read-through of the released volumes. But I really enjoy this series a lot. You can hear my full and comprehensive thoughts on it in my 2 reading log videos if you're interested. But I will say that the prints themselves are such nice quality. The prints are so vibrant and the colors don't look faded. The paper is super bright. All the volumes aligned really well because I know quality can be spotty from volume to volume. So I think this box set is totally worth looking into and getting if you can and are interested in a supernatural mystery drama comedy series with a touch of cute romance. Lastly, inside the box is another illustration of HANAKO-kun over the toilet. Oh, and one last thing is that the box enclosure is magnetized. So yeah, this is everything that I had gotten today. I'm so excited to finally have this toilet-bound HANAKO-kun box set, the stall box, and then finally finishing up the Savior's Book Cafe. I'm going to be reading the last 2 volumes, continuing on Sasaki and Miyano, even though I've technically already read this volume. Of course, finally completing my Horimiya 1 to 15 collection with this final volume, even though I know that there's going to be, well, potentially, at least in Japan, there's going to be a 17th volume, but anyways, we'll cross that road when we get there. And then continuing on Bungo Stray Dogs, continuing on Tokyo Aliens as well, finally reading Runaway With Me Girl, and then getting back my business proposal, but in English this time. So I'm in love with this haul, and I hope you enjoyed watching it as well. Let me know if you're excited about any of these series, if you're reading any of them too, and yeah, I'll catch you in my next video. Take care.